Good morning. So I wanted to share a really, really cool story about Bill Gates. And so he was doing a lecture, and this was when he was just the ranked, I think, the richest man in the world. One of the kids in the lecture had asked him, said, "Hey, so, you know, do you think you're the richest man in the world?" And his answer was, "Actually, I'm not. There's somebody that's much richer than me." And the student said, "Well, who would that be?" And he told a story about how when he was traveling, he had to stop at an airport in New York and wanted to grab the newspaper. And when he went to reach into his pocket for change, he realized he didn't have any change for the paper. And he started to walk away, and the newspaper salesman said, "No, no, here, just take it." He said, "No, I don't have change. Don't worry about it." He goes, "No, no, it's okay. Just take it." And it was like one of those little dinky little newspaper stands that are in the airport. So about a month and a half later, he's in the same airport, and he goes back to the same stand, and the same guy's there. And he goes to get a paper, and he realizes he doesn't have change again. And he's like, "Oh, I forgot again. Like, I just don't have enough change." He goes, "I'm sorry." He says, "No, no, just take it. It's free. It's on me." And he said, "No, I can't do that. Like, I didn't pay for this. I'm not going to take it." And the man said, "Just take it. It's okay. Just take it." So he took it. And, over the years, he just became richer and richer and richer. I mean, and now Bill Gates is one of the most successful, entrepreneurs ever. So about 15 years later, he's back in New York, and he said, "You know what? I want to find this guy. Like, this guy helped me out with something so small, but it meant a lot to him at the time." He went to find this newspaper person, the salesman, and he found him, and he came over to him, and he went to buy the paper, and he had change this time. And he said, "By the way, do you know who I am?" And he said, "Yeah, you're Bill Gates." And he said, "Do you remember me?" He goes, "You gave me a free paper once, many, many years ago." And the man said, "Yes, actually, I gave you two." And Bill Gates said, "Wow, I can't believe you remember that." He said, "Well, I was grateful for that. And I just, now I'm in a position where I can give back and help others. And I want to do something for you. And just name what I can do to help you. I want to repay the favor." And the man said, "I appreciate that, but I don't think you can repay me on the level that I paid you. So let's just leave it alone." And Bill Gates said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And he said, "Well, when I gave you those papers, I was just a poor, newspaper guy just trying to sell papers. Granted, I'm doing a little better now, but I'm by no means rich. This is just how I make a living, and I'm not a very rich man, but I was willing to give you those papers when I had nothing. You're willing to give me whatever I want when you have money." He goes, "I think that makes my gift much bigger than yours. So I think I'll pass, but thank you very much." And Bill Gates, clearly was moved by that and probably a little shocked. And this is a story that he told the students. But the truth of the matter is, when we give without thinking of why we're giving, we just do good things in the world, good things do manifest and come back. I mean, he had an opportunity for Bill Gates to do something incredible for him. He just chose not to take him up on it, which is just so respectable. But when we do good, we feel good. And the reason Bill Gates chose to do this clearly was because he felt good about what this man did, and he was reminded of it when he was in the airport, and he just had this need to give back and help. Because when we give back and help, it creates it creates almost like a rush of dopamine for us. We feel really good about it. So the reason I bring up the story is your kids. When you're raising your kids, it's so important to do community service, whether it's feed the homeless, help out during Thanksgiving, feeding people. I used to do that when I had my catering hall. We used to feed something like 500 meals to go and 300 people in the building. And I had all kinds of volunteers from all over town that would come and help us put it together. So do things with your children where you can model giving back and some type of charity, but not financial charity, but charity in your heart, charity in giving by action. I think it's such an important thing to teach them, because if we teach them we teach them that young, they will grow up and they will adopt that mindset, and they will do great things when they get older to help other people, because it's so important. Everybody, especially now, there's so many people suffering, and little random acts of kindness mean the world to some people. You don't realize how your little act can have such a tremendous impact on somebody else. So teach our kids to do these things. Have a great day.